Gary token. Right. No idea what Gary is. World's largest Web3 audio and video live streaming platform. Oh wow, there's a lot of users there, 125,000. Solana, of course, it's bullish. Yeah, it's nice. Real estate tokenization. Upside, I don't know, real estate tokenization. This says it's a creative token. I've done something wrong, haven't I? The DXY came from a 0% to 0.7% growth in the last hour. Some people believe the dollar will go from 103 to 105 to 106 soon. 200 million euros. Oh, and the Apple says soon. Is it this one, the Gary network? Solana? Yeah, it must be. 200 million users. Right. It must be this one. Huh? Market cap's quite good, huh? 9 million. Good volume, man. Look at that volume. Just having a look at this and seeing what people say. What's the token? Yeah. Top 10 projects with market capitalization under 10 million. As promised, we'll burn a percentage of revenues earned in Gary. Gary. I don't like the name though. Next moon coin. Democratized. I think, you know, like if I was, I would actually, I think I need to go and use it. Who's this guy? Sumit Ghosh. Oh, it's got a lot of downloads, huh? 4.5 star reviews. What is that, Chin Gary? Best app for short video. Too many issues every time. I don't know. Too much glitch. Totally fraud app. I am listed on the Star Media Agency. Now when it comes to providing salary, the owner is not responsible for shouts. Terrible app, slow, buggy. It's not what you want to see, huh? This is a real, like, look at this. Like, I know you're, I'm not even looking at the token right now, but they need to fix this. And I don't like their responses. They're not personal enough for me. I hate that. Just respond to people. Don't just make copy and paste this rubbish. Like, get some real feedback. But anyway, it's just an observation. I'm not like saying it's bad. I just think if this was my business, that's not how I would respond to my customers. Do you know what I mean? January the 20th, 2020. So it launched that like quite high and then it dropped. I don't know what this is. It went back up and then it dropped again. I don't understand that. What markets is it on? MEX, KuCoin. Let me have a KuCoin and Gate. What is this? MEX, KuCoin and Gate. Don't understand why the price, is that January? They're all January. I don't understand how the price went back up on his and it hasn't on that. Is this the right token? B is asking, do you have a proof that they got 100 million downloads? Kraken Venture invested in it this month. Apparently. I don't understand this. Like, it doesn't show on the charts. So where did they get this from? Let me have a look at the other coin market. See, same thing, huh? So basically it's saying that in April 22 it went up all the way up to 82 cents. Oh, maybe it did. Okay, now I understand it. It's I'm looking at a different time frame. All right, that makes sense. Which has the most volume? HTX, OKX. I'll go with OKX. Which one was that? Okay, so I have the right chart. Oh, look at that. That looks like a... What is that bullshit? I hate that. Look at that volume out. That's terrible. I don't like that at all. Just, I'm just telling you how I feel when I see this. I'm not like saying it's good or bad, but for me, it's not good. I hate that. I hate that. I'm not saying this isn't going to go to the moon. I'm just saying I hate this behavior. Look, the price launched at 20 cents, right? It got to an all-time high of, I don't know if that's the all-time high. No, that was the launch high. The all-time high is probably this candle here. Is it $1? See what it says. Let me see what it says. Yeah, $1.05. So let me just make this white. This is $1.05. This is a little bit lower. Let's just go with that actual. Let's just go with this candle. It's about the same. So that's your all-time high. And your all-time low. Excuse me. Is this figure? Let me see what that is. Is that this one down here? Yeah, thereabouts. It's fine. We'll just go with this. It's fine. It's no big deal. All right. So these are your levels. I'll rename that to launch price. Okay, are you with me? Are you still there? Good. So this is the market psychology. They launched in 22. And then it dropped. And it dropped to really high volume. Yeah, you see that volume? So it doesn't look like they took crazy profit in the launch. They took a little bit of profit in that candle there. That was a profit candle. See this? See the increased red volume? There was a bit of a profit take there. But actually all of the value was taken in that candle. And I'm not just talking about a little bit of value, I'm talking about all of it. So any single person who bought in this whole range was literally screwed by the developers. Yeah, by the team, by whoever sold. Everyone was caught off guard and they were destroyed by that, by the team. That's what this is. And they didn't even defend the launch price. They weren't even interested in the launch price. to hold the price up. And that's common behavior, but not like this. This is like a vigorous assault on the price. That's like no confidence at all in their own project. Yeah, there wasn't even an attempt to buy back in at the launch price, right? That's what this says. This is what the chart is saying to me, right? As an investor, why would I invest in this? Because if they have the capability of doing that once, it can happen again. Now, fine, all right, we're at the lows, and maybe I could make a bit of money on the way up, and I'm not disputing that. And I'm gonna analyze the charts for you right now to tell you whether it's bullish or not. But I would never invest in this just because of that. Like, why would I ever bother? I don't care how good the project is. This behavior is unacceptable in my mind, and I don't want to participate in any project that involves that kind of misdemeanor, that kind of behavior. They didn't defend their own coin. There's so many coins out there you can make money. So many coins out there that have decent people, decent projects. You know, they need to explain themselves. Yeah. And all these people who are buying for whatever reason during this consolidation period was screwed. But that was like a rug pull. Unacceptable. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. And I'm going to analyze the charts for you right now. Look, the point of control is in the high of that range, because whoever they're taking their profits. These guys are just taking their profits. They use the exchange to raise money from all of these investors on the full hope of false promises before they got screwed, basically. And they're all underwater, probably still holding on to their positions, probably because they've taken such a detrimental loss in value. Or actually there was a big sell-off, so a bunch of people sold, but you're looking at a reduction in value of 100% almost. You know, if you bought $1,000, you're screwed, literally. Look how far down it went, because as a result of that behavior. And that's really high volume, and there was no interest until September. And so this tells you that probably the same people are scaling back in, the same people. So now they've got a much better position in their own project with a view to doing exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Yeah. Why wouldn't they do the same thing? They didn't defend the price. They didn't accumulate in any meaningful way in these lows, in these pushes down. So this is this is not a good. I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd be very concerned about this, right? I don't know if you're involved, but if you are, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just telling you how I see it. Yeah, you have an increase in volume at this range. You're at the point of control is here, so obviously more volume has come in at the lows. You have high volume up there, you have high volume down here. The value area is here, as you can see. I'll do a fib pull from the top to the bottom. Just do a rough fib pull. So the golden pocket comes at the launch price, which is almost expected. The 50% comes at the value area high. You're in the lower half of the range. From here back to the all-time high, from where we are now, we're looking at a 28x increase in value. But honestly, I think a lot of people looking in this chart, if they have any kind of knowledge of technical analysis would probably avoid this until it started to get back above certain key levels. And even then, I think the danger here is what I said. You've got this accumulation in the lows, probably by the same people. And if they hodl all the way up to there, then you're going to get the same behavior. Yeah. So you basically, what you'd have to do is you have to take your profit before that happens. Yeah. And it's a little bit of a scam, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's a little bit dodgy. There's a lot of significant levels to cross. If anyone is in, I think obviously it's going to be very difficult to cross this area here, up here, just simply because you might have people who are still holding, and as soon as the price comes up to break even, they're just going to exit. There's no point for them holding after the price has gone up 64x. They're not expecting for more, and so you're naturally going to get big resistance up into these areas. And then for anyone who's trading, they're not going to hold beyond this resistance level up here. The problem is you've put volume in the highs. Yeah, it's very different to TRVL where there's no volume in the highs. Yeah, you've put a lot of volume in the highs and the price has been rugged. So naturally, that's a place it's going to be very difficult to cross into this area. I think very difficult, especially after an extent. If it goes up from here to here, you're looking at this is already a 10x. I think for most people they won't take the risk. They will start taking their profit. And actually looking at this chart now, I wouldn't even take the risk of getting past into the previous above the launch price. The launch price was clearly untested and it didn't hold the support. So I think, and it's now the golden pocket is coinciding with the launch price. So I think that's easily going to offer resistance once, twice, and it probably won't even get there the third time because of this kind of action. Like, you know, it's not healthy. No, and I think it might even struggle. I don't know, because, and this is the thing, you have to look at the way the volume, is the volume increasing? Let me have a look for you. This big volume here is very concerning, just FYI. The charts don't lie. That's what David says. Let's test these lows, huh? I want these lows tested. That's what I always say. Test the lows. Let's see what happens. I don't like, this isn't enough test for me. I mean, you have a little bit of volume. This monthly candle, you got a little bit of volume at these lows. So I can't say that this is, on the monthly time frame, the volume is reducing. It started in September and you have a little bit of a reduction in volume with an increase in price. A little bit of bearish divergence there, but that could play out in so many ways. You have a bit of bearish divergence, to be honest with you, on the CCI and the weekly chart. There's bearish divergences right now forming at the highs. See, look, higher high, lower high. You're getting bearish divergences on the indicators. So I think because we haven't really expanded so far, I think naturally the next place to enter will be this red line. If you're looking to enter, I don't know if you are. I think that would be the safest place to enter because it's the point of control. And that's, if you're looking to accumulate for the long term, I think that's the safest place to get involved. Like, I don't know if I'd be interested unless the price got back to that point. And actually, personally, I would like to see the price go further down and shake out. Like, let's see how, I want to see these, I want to see these people who are long, feel a little bit of pressure to see if they rug pull again. Do you know what I mean? Like, or I want to see them take significant profit before I enter. I don't want to come in on the back of people who have the potential to rug pull a project without either them feeling a little bit of pressure or defending the price, or for them to see them take significant profit. So maybe, and then if they were to take significant profit, you'd want to see like a decreasing volume without the price moving down so much. You wouldn't want to see, like, what if the price goes up here and then you see another red candle like that, like this? What then? I don't think that's fair on people who are investing. So I don't really like the price action, to be honest with you. I think I would, I think when you have like tokens like TRVL, why would you even bother with this? That's the honest answer. Is it going to revolutionize their industry? It might. Is it going to be the next big thing? It could. Is it a gamble? Yeah, it's a big gamble. Could it succeed? In the context of Bitcoin, a lot of gambles are going to pay off, but then you're not going to be investing much. You're just going to, it's going to be like it's like a bet. It's like a $10 bet. You don't care about the bet. Just bet. You know, it's like buying a lottery ticket. You know you're going to lose, just in case. That's the kind of speculation I would probably think about with this. As a trade, well, look, let's just look at it technically, right? You either want to enter lower or you want to enter on a sign of strength, right? Increasing volume at the lows. Yeah, there's a little bit of strength here in terms of volume. That's true. This is what I would want, right? Like, this is the kind of price behavior that I would like to see first before. Yeah, I'll show you. And I'm not even going to put an alert because I'm not interested. Sorry, but I think you want to see these lows taken out here. I want to see us lose this point of control. And I want to see if these people who have longed exit and start selling. Do you know what I mean? I want to see, what I really want to see is all of these people who are long, whether they panic sell once they're underwater. I want to see these longs come under pressure a little bit. Does that make sense? And I wouldn't mind if we go all the way down one more time. I just want to see a little bit of pressure to see if these people are going to keep on buying, or if they're just going to be done with this, like it's not worth the risk. Or, you know, I want to see how people react, because at the moment they're looking at this candle and it doesn't look good. And already, like, if these people are long, I mean, they're not in crazy profit, but they're already from the lows to where we are now, you know, already 2.5x up on their investment, you know, maybe a 1x up on their investment. And it's a bit of a concern, huh? You want to see them under pressure. You want to see some kind of higher time frame. I think that's what you want to see. You kind of want to see a longer accumulation at the lows, and or you want to see some kind of, let's go down and spring again, you know. And the other thing you have to bear in mind is market structure. Let me see, market structure. That's the lower low. Lower high. This is your lower low. Your lower high. Yeah, maybe you've changed it. Maybe that's the high high. And that's the lower low. But then if we lose it, then we're making a lower low again. Then that becomes your higher low. Then you have to make a higher high to make a higher low. Like I think I want to see this price extend a little bit further. I wouldn't be confident if it started pumping. And then the other thing you have to bear in mind is no, just I want I think the best entry actually is down here. Right at the bottom. Let's SFP the low and come up. And if it doesn't happen, then no big deal. In terms of risk versus reward, what am I doing? It's the best entry. That would make sense. Yeah, I mean, your R3O is saying you only bought because of the user base 200 million. If each, but I mean, you are talking about. He's saying that imagine if each person spends $1 in the app, the revenues will increase, the coin will pump. Look, the $1 you're talking about India. I don't know if not everyone's going to spend $1. Let's be honest. Most people won't spend at all. Most people, you're not being realistic. Most people aren't going to spend. And actually, looking at the reviews on the app, most people are just going to download it, install it, and then never use it again. And it'll just be another app in their phone. Let's just be honest about what people, the use case here. And then a lot of these people, they're not necessarily wealthy people. So, you know, and unless it gets into the broader market, the worldwide market, who knows, you know. And then when you in a world where you have like TikTok and Instagram, Facebook and all these, you know, YouTube and whatever, I'm not really seeing it. Like, I don't see it the way you see it. So I think if in terms of a trade, I think if you come back into this low one more time, yeah, I'd be interested. But I'm not really interested right now because I don't like this behavior. I just think it's too risky personally. And I think there's a lot of better trades out there. And they really need to explain themselves. you have a natural resistance level here. So if you are going to take profit, don't take most of it before you get to the golden pocket. Yeah. And actually, I think much lower. I think here at the 50%. Yeah. At about 9 cents, 9.5 cents. So you're possibly from where we are now, you're looking at a 3x. But it's not worth the risk for someone who's a new entrant right now, just because you have levels of resistance that are above us that are untested. And it's very possible that these longs take significant profit just like they did before and pull the price down all the way back down. And that's actually really where you want to get involved. After you see that behavior, like if we see this price go up, I'd rather the price go up to see this profit take, the crazy profit take like we experienced here, for the price to go down and then hold here. So you're making kind of like a higher low. So you know that all of the profit's being extracted, and then you get a better risk to reward ratio on your trade, potentially forming some kind of double bottoms type thing. And actually, why not take the low? Why not go for a new low? You know, why make a higher low? Why not make a lower low? Why, you know, there's no reason why. So yeah, so this is what I'm kind of contemplating, but I don't necessarily think this could play out that way. It could very easily do this, but there's not enough risk to reward to make that trade worthwhile, just simply because you have major levels of resistance close. So even if you were to enter at the point of control, to get to the 50% is only a 3x. To get to the golden pocket is a little bit better at the 6.5x. But these are really strong levels of resistance. I don't necessarily think that the price is going to easily get to the other side of the 50% or even back into the upper range. Yeah, I think the price is going to struggle, even with the kind of volume that you're talking about, the kind of interest. The reality is that this candle will scare people, you know. So naturally the bottom of this candle is going to offer resistance, and that is at the 50% mark. This is probably the rest of the bull market potentially. Like, don't think that just because Bitcoin is running that all these coins are going to run. It's not going to happen. Like, it's not the way it works. And so you have to be careful. Oh, it's Philippines, biggest item. Yeah. You're saying it's not India, it's Philippines. All right, fair enough. But I'm not kind of judging or being kind of discriminatory about that. I'm just saying that they haven't. I don't know if they have a large amount of money due to the anti-China policy. So this looks like a rug pull to me. Like, and I'm surprised. Like I'm surprised that these exchanges allow that behavior. To be honest with you, because it's not really good for their users to allow this to happen. But it is what it is. It's the free market, isn't it? And let me I just want to search and see Gary USD. Let me see if anyone wrote about it. The Gari token was designed to help Indian creators monetize their content via the short video application, the Chingari. Lost over 30% of its value in a few hours on Monday. While the network dismissed this development as a market event, investors believe it to be a rug pull. See that? The token was launched by Bollywood A-lister Salman Khan to help creators monetize. See that? Investors are urging the public to be careful and do your own research while investing in the crypto market. Yeah, you see that? The investors got screwed. Let's see what this guy says. Welcome to another crazy bear market in crypto. Gari token was planned to be a utility token for a short video app named Gari, and the token of the NFT market. In terms of marketing, the team paid a decent amount of money for several crypto influencers. See that? They paid for the marketing. That's where the value came in. The token lost 93% in 5 minutes without any reason. Without any reason. Initially, it was thought that it was the case of a hack. However, it was purely a market event. See that? No, it's rubbish. It's not a KuCoin. I don't believe that. So, just like I what happened? Shit. I didn't have to look at the news to tell you what happened. I looked at the charts and I told you what happened. Yeah. The charts don't lie. That's a rug pull. The investors got screwed and someone took all of their value out of this. And why is all of a sudden the value coming back in? September. Not even October, it's coming back in September, slightly earlier. So it's literally because someone is getting ready for the bull run, the October or whatever. Someone is positioning themselves in for the Bitcoin hype, the Bitcoin mania. They're going to market the hell out of this. They're going to make a shitload of value because people are unfortunately going to buy into this, dreaming of a rich future. And they may be able to sell the story because back to the all-time high, you're looking at, from here, you're looking at a 30x. They could sell that. They could pay some really influential crypto influencers or just normal influencers, and they can get the mass public hysteric about this token, and they'll do exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. So I wouldn't touch this, honestly. Just avoid this. Just forget about it. Just buy TRVL. Like that's my solution. Oh, it's down a little bit, huh? Good. Better prices. You see, you should have seen some kind of defense of the launch price. Yeah. You didn't see that. There was no defense. This is not a rug pull chart. This is a healthy chart. And now we got some volume coming in. This is healthy volume. It isn't right at the lows. It wasn't planned. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't like someone was like planning this. And so naturally in September, they were like, they were thinking, okay, now let's buy in because we sold out. And now is the time because we want to rug pull people. This is just health. This is just a healthy chart. It's a naturally corresponds to the growth of the market and the project and everything else. Like this is what you want to be involved in. And then also, you know, like I'm keeping the team in check. I'm making sure that they do the right things. And I know them personally because I've got to know them. And the first thing I asked Eric is, can this project be rug pulled? And he said to me that he wouldn't be involved if it could. So they've created the system, the security, so that it can't even be rug pulled. It's not possible. I don't know the technical details. You can ask if you want and find out. But I think that's a precondition for a lot of these people who are involved And obviously then everything else that I've seen corresponds to the legitimacy of what they've said, of the statement of their intent. There's no rug pull here. You can see it clearly in the charts. It's a very different looking chart. It's a very organic, forming, healthy chart. Very different. And you see the high volumes of the greens, not the reds. That's what you want to be seeing in charts. You don't want to see high volume reds. You want to see high volume greens. So just bear that in mind. Yeah. Well, I don't know about Kraken Venture, honestly. Like, yeah, it could be, yeah. Kraken Venture. What's Kraken Venture? Let me have a look. Well, I mean, Kraken Ventures are going to be investing in hundreds of projects. Do you know what I mean? So what? 90% of them are going to go bust, maybe more. Only one or two of them are going to do well, and that's where they're going to make most of their money. They don't, doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Literally doesn't mean, maybe, maybe they just took a gamble because they knew the bull market was coming, and this is like a, who knows? They're buying the lows. It's little, and these guys are high risk investors. They're not. They might take the risk. They have a shitload of money. They're not like you and me. Like we can't afford to lose. These guys, that's part of their business model to lose. They're looking to lose most of these, and then they only need one win, and so they've invested in a ton of stuff. But they're not that smart either. Like, I don't respect Kraken Ventures because that was clearly a rug pull, and then they still invested in it. Why would they do that? That's rubbish. That doesn't. They should avoid them. But that's what it is. Greed is greed, and people the endless pursuit of making money at other people's expense is just not. It's not on. It's not. I don't like that behavior. Yeah, so I don't know. I just think thank you for showing it to me. I'll post it up, and then people can make up their own mind, and it is what it is. And if they disagree with that, fine. We live in a free world. People have their own opinions. Based on the charts, it looks like a rug pull. Explain. This isn't a market event. What is a market event? A market event, bro, someone just sold all of their tokens instantly. That's not a market event. That's a who is that person with all of those tokens? How many tokens were sold? Basically, someone sold. Look, the trading volume is 80,000, 100,000, 200, and then suddenly 209 million tokens are sold. Yeah. Who had all those tokens? That's not a market event. You gave someone all of the tokens and he sold at the highs without even flinching. And then he sold all the way below the launch price. So we just waited for the high. Why did he sell? Let me tell you why he sold. Like, he didn't even wait. Hold on. Oh, yeah, there. This is it. Like, technically, why did you sell? And he didn't like scale out. Like, the logical thing, the smart thing would be to set limit orders in this range, and it would just happen naturally. Yeah. But this is called greed because the person was waiting to see how high it could get, thinking that maybe it could get higher to do exactly the same thing. There was never an intention to hold on. This intent was always there. And look, let me look at the volume chart. Why did they sell? Right up to that candle. Well, unfortunately, you lost the value area high. So technically, it was the correct thing to do. It's just that the guy had all of the tokens and they sold it all. They sold the whole lot. And what would have been better, like, is to sell into this high here, but they weren't interested in doing it correctly and then like scaling out, just scaling out. What would have been better is just to sell little bits over a large period of time, but they weren't interested in doing it correctly. They were just trying to just get out. And actually, if they would have done that, they would have probably walked away with a lot more value, because here in the sell, you know, they would have probably got much lower in terms of the average sell price, maybe 20 cents or 30 cents, or maybe even, look, a lot of the volumes at the bottom. So and the other thing they have to understand, and this is what I'm saying, yeah, in order to sell all of those tokens, we're talking about 209 million. You also need 209 million tokens to be bought, right? So in this whole range, you had all these people who had set limit orders because they've been promised a great future, and basically all of a sudden everyone who had placed limit orders found themselves instantly underwater, and this guy is bone dry because he's walked away with profit. All of these people now are running away because they're all underwater and they're just selling closing their positions at a loss. That's what this is. This guy is fine, you know, he probably got most of his position at the launch price. He probably got out above the launch price, probably halfway. He probably made a 2x or 1x on his investment. And if he was smart, and he wasn't, he would have just scaled out in this range, and then the price would have just done its own thing anyway. You wouldn't see this kind of rug pull. You might, and you probably would have seen low prices, but it would have been a different looking chart. So yeah, that's the problem here. Real problem. I would avoid it. Just avoid. Excellent. Listen, mate, I don't have